come out of the press, and you can see it's paper thin, and there will be virtually no oil in this at all. But we recycle this and use it to create our hot water. So having come out of the presses, we remove it off the mats, and this is just olive paste which is dried out. We've removed all the oil, or as much as we can, and this then is on this heat. It's going to be picked up by a lorry in a few days, and it'll be taken to a power station just outside Vesoul. It's a green power station, and they grind this a bit finer, just add it with ordinary air and create, it's a 4 megawatt power station. But this is a very high, in relative terms, oil product, and it's a very, very intense heat burn. There's almost no ash at all. Of a whole day running our boiler in there, we may only have a little bucket, a half bucket full. It really burns to nothing and is a tremendous calorific. It produces an enormous amount of energy. So what we've got here is the olive paste coming down from the hopper and coming into the firebox via a stainless steel screw. And this will burn at tremendous heat, heating the water that we need to heat both the olive paste and to float the olive oil actually on the stainless steel tanks. So we've just rinsed with very, very hot water the outside of the press, and that just removes any of the olive oil that might be just on the ends of the pads, and it washes it down into the trough here and then down into the stainless steel cauldron, just to make sure all the olive oil is completely recovered. We don't want to leave any here going off anywhere else. It's in the barrel. Here is the olive oil floating to the surface of this steel drum. Very, very hot water coming in, around about 90 degrees centigrade. And the oil floats on the top, and all the rubbish, which is about 90%, 85 to 90%, sinks in the bottom of this tub. And it's going off on this top pipe, and then down the stainless steel pipe to the centrifuge down there. It's then split between any moisture or water that's left and the pure oil, which then goes into the stainless steel tank to be pumped up into the header tank. So what we've got is the oil has come through from one of the presses and is now starting to come through into the centrifuge. And what we've done is added water to the centrifuge, and then the azate, this is the pure olive oil, is now going to come out through this spout. So there you are, the oil's just arriving. Beautiful, beautiful oil. The water's separated from it and it's just come down here. There's green gold. All sorts of local people who bring all their olives, have it done in this factory. How many years now? How many hours have you been here? Caliente or mais? 40 years. Yeah, 40 years he's been working here. Just for about 2 months of the year. The rest of the time he's working on his own land or in his own little business. He comes and helps at this olive oil factory, making sure that everybody gets their own oil. Yeah. The trouser leg, very good. Cut off trouser leg just allows the oil to enter the tin box here before it's separated. This is one person's, another person's oil here. Out of every ton of olives, or 1,000 kilos, you're getting around about 12 to 14% actual olive oil. The rest is the waste. This is the water that has come through from the olives, and it's stored in these tanks before later on in the year it's actually ploughed into the ground. It is a form of fertiliser. I believe probably in the old days that quite a lot of this went into the rivers, but now, thank goodness, regulations have tightened up on this type of pollution, and these tanks will be emptied via a tanker and literally let into the ground. Quite a lot of the product is actually let in the ground along the vines, and it's a form of nutrient. Right, 35 litres. So out of his 300 kilos of olives, we've got 35 litres of beautiful olive oil. So this olive oil has got to look after 6 people, this family, and it's not going anywhere else but home. São pastrujas. É bom. Muito bom. All the client does is actually pay for the oil that's produced at the end. It doesn't bottle and sell olive oil as such, although I think in the future that might well be a possibility as the interest for real olive oil, especially the Central Portuguese olive oil, becomes required, and a lot of interest is now being created in it.